Okay, Niz. Start from the beginning of your story. How did you get into skating and did you start in Chicago?
Yes, so for the record, my name is Dr. L. David Stewart. My stage name is NizM. Skating next month will be 37 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Consistently, 37 years.
I think maybe outside of high school, that's it. I've skated pretty consistently most of those 37 years.
Okay.
And skated in Chicago, born and raised.
So how did it start?
My mother, God rest her soul, was a skater. So to paint a picture, it's late 80s in Chicago. And I saw figure skating and I was like, so I actually started and trained as a figure skater. A lot of people don't know that. And then I saw my dad's fraternity brothers who skated JB, and I was like, oh, that's cool skating. I want to do that.
Yes.
And ever
So
since
how long into figure skating and the foundations
So
before?
I did about a good 2 or 3 years as a kid of foundation, which definitely impacts how I approach skating. I was having a JB skater since 1998.
Okay. And how's the journey gone from then? Were you taken by it? Has it changed the style of JB?
Yes, it's definitely changed. So I jokingly call myself an armchair historian. So when I started, it was before what most people know as the remixes, which the first one was by Kizo Kane, 2002, 2003. So a lot of the music was just what we call foundational James Brown music. So it was a lot of the, make it funky, soul power, escapism, and then with the remixes, the first class of remixes with producers like Kizo Kane, Shy Pro, DJ T-Real, B-Dash, and K-Blaze, God rest his soul. A lot of it sampled the original James Brown music. So over time, a lot of the sampling of the music has actually gotten away from James Brown a bit. So a lot of what you hear is more rap with a James Brown vocal over it real quick. So
Right.
it's changed the tone of the remixes, and it's changed the speed of skating as well.
Oh, so it's changed the way JB is expressed.
Yes. So there are technically three classes. It's old school JB. I'm considered middle school and new school. So middle school is kind of the generation where the remix started at. I would say new school would be anybody under 30. So as someone who's seen the evolution of it, the moves have gotten more creative. But I recommend anybody to come to Chicago and see foundational JB by the older skaters, where it's done a little more smoother with cleaner technique.
This whole transition from old school, middle to new school, what's that experience been like?
Growing up when it was just all old school, usually old school skaters are smoother, partially because of age. Some of the daredevil leaves our body as we get older.
Yeah, I know that.
The younger generation, you can tell where the music has drawn it, pushed it, if you will. JB, in my opinion, is probably the most unique skate style in the sense that it has its own built-in genre of music that dictates how it goes. Middle school, a lot of us grew up to it. This was our cleaning music as kids, right? Like James Brown. And let me be clear, James Brown music isn't just JB's. You got Led Zeppelin, Phil Collins, a wide cross section of what is considered JB music.
Right.
As newer classes of producers came in, it was less actual sampling of James Brown, more incorporating rap music and maybe like a James Brown sample over it. And the sequencing is faster and more intense, and it reflects in the way a lot of the younger JB skaters skate.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be there to really witness this, and you can see when the old school guys come out. It's like, whoa! Like I thought I was going to see a whole rink full of them. You would see one or two in the rink.
Yeah, it depends on the session. Yeah,
half the speed.
Yeah, it's half the speed, much smoother. So like in Chicago, you have like a Thursday night from 8 to 12, which is more of an older crowd. Friday night at Linwood is a younger crowd, right? So the age reflects the demographic and the type of the approach to JB, if you will.
So how do you feel about the whole transition from the old, middle to new? Does it excite you? Do you kind of hope that people will get back to the old school, or you're just an observer?
I'm an observer. I mean, as someone who's 45 now, I've seen it all, and a lot of times I've observed some skaters feel a way about the younger skaters, but I get it. We were once 20 and doing what they did, right? So I think it's good that the tension exists to evolve the culture. I think, and more importantly though, you don't forget your history. So a lot of times I tell people when they come to Chicago, you know, they watch great skaters online, like my guy Malik or Lano, and they're great skaters. I often tell them, but go find out where they learned from. So I compare it to like if a person is of Islamic faith going to Mecca, right? Go to the home of it, the source, so you really get an understanding. Because a lot of times people watch videos on Instagram, TikTok, and they think they know it, and it's like not even close. And a lot of times they're shocked by what you mentioned when they see older skaters and they're doing it, and it's like they're not doing it so fast. I'm like, no, you need to know the foundation to understand how you want it to go and grow.
So what's your hope for the future with JB? Where do you see it going, or what would you hope for?
Like anything else is going to evolve. I just think that in that evolution, we make sure we don't forget our history.
Okay.
It's super important. So like a lot of the music in today's class, I have a cross section of music. So I'm starting with the older stuff. So people may want to hear the higher speed remixes. They're not. I want you to understand where it came from and go there. I think ultimately the internet has been a double-edged sword. It's expanded, obviously, the knowledge of it. But I think some people think that just because they see a video of 2 or 3 skaters, they understand it. So I think inspiration and history are connected or interdependent. I think as people see things, you know, there's skaters like Dylan in Cincinnati, Bobby from Chicago, Polo from Chicago that have taken it in places. Like I joke, I'm like, my body can't handle what they can do, and I'm not gonna try. But I think they will see more creativity, but also a skater by the name of Mitzi told me once, I'll never forget. I was like, how come JB is so smooth? She was like, boy, as you get older, you can't do all the crazy stuff. So your body adapts to it. And as someone who's done his fair share of crazy things on skates, I can still do it because I'm in shape, but I find myself like, I want to be a little more smoother now. So I think a lot of today's skaters 20 years from now will be having the same conversation. I think historically it reflects to me, not to get deep, but a lot of the diaspora in many ways, where it's like people evolve a culture and then it moves forward. Then the old don't like the new, and then there's a group in the middle. So I think it's reflective of that. And I think skating will continue to evolve, especially now that the culture of JB, the history of JB is more worldwide. And I think people will kind of like gumbo, add their own seasoning to it. But like any other recipe, you got to make sure you don't forget the original.
Yes. So you're here in London?
Yes.
So what do you think about London skaters? Have you noticed how London is hungry for JB? Like, what is that new? Is that
that's
new?
That's new to me.
Or is that across the globe? Are you seeing that? Or is it
I've seen it other places, but it's one of those things that people like it until they have to learn it. It's
hard. JB is hard.
I was going to get to that. People think, oh, if I just swing my legs, a friend of mine, we call it kicking garbage cans. I think it's more technical than people believe it to be, and it requires a patience. And people want the look of JB, and I tell people you got to learn before you master. So people want to learn like 2011 routines, and it's like you don't even have the basics of how to groove and how to flow and how the music drives the skater, right? So I think in London and other places, I've skated around Europe. It's one of those, it's a lot more than I thought. I was like, yeah, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. But I love the hunger, and, to be blessed to be able to teach it from my vantage point. My goal is to just contribute to the culture and help it grow.
Thanks, Niz.
Thank you.